Life can change overnight. That's been the case for many actors who were working regular jobs right before they became massive A-list celebrities. Let's get into the top 10 actors who were working regular jobs last year. In at number 10, Angus Cloud. It's no secret that Angus Cloud of Euphoria was not an actor before getting one of the main roles on the show Euphoria. He's been open about the fact that he was discovered on the street by one of the casting directors for the show, and she asked him to audition after she felt that he was a perfect fit. He ended up scoring the role, and now he's a huge celebrity. Recently, a TikTok went viral showing Cloud working as a server before getting the breakout role. The restaurant was called Woodland. It was a brunch spot in Brooklyn, very well known in the community. Darlene Justins was celebrating at Woodland and captured her good times on her phone and didn't think anything of it until a few weeks ago when it appeared in her Snapchat memories. And of course then she did a double take. She then uploaded this clip to TikTok where it went viral. In this clip it showed Angus working in the restaurant as a server. Angus previously said that he worked in a quote chicken and waffle joint in Brooklyn before he got his breakout on Euphoria. Now we know the exact place. And at number 9, Chloe Cherry. Chloe Cherry is another actor on Euphoria that had never acted before getting her role as Faye in season 2 of the show. After she became a mainstay in the cast, fans wanted to know what she had done before. She's never acted in the traditional film industry, however she was very successful in the adult film industry. Chloe was featured in hundreds of adult films, including a parody on Euphoria's Rue and Jules, where she played Jules. Cherry revealed that the show's creator Sam Levinson discovered her through social media and decided to DM her on Instagram to see if she was interested in the role. She said that Levinson watched her clips and thought that she was funny, and so he DM'd her and asked her to audition for Euphoria, saying quote, "Of course I sent in tapes and everything. I was so blown away that he wanted to audition me at all." Cherry had been a fan of the show for years and was blown away when she was asked to be a part of it. Before showing up for her first day, Cherry admitted that she did a ton of research on how to play her character the best, but Levinson actually just wanted her to be herself, speaking and acting the same way that she normally does. In at number 8, Maitreyi Ramakrishnan. Maitreyi scored the role of a lifetime when she was cast in Netflix's production of Never Have I Ever. The 19-year-old was just a regular kid from Mississauga, Canada, until she decided to attend an open casting call looking for the lead female character. She was one of 15,000 people that fought for the role, and after getting it, she became an overnight sensation. When asked about getting the role, Maitreyi said, quote, "My friend saw Mindy Kaling's tweet to the world saying, quote, 'Hey, audition for my show.' She screenshotted it and sent it to me. I was lying on my couch, ready to say, nah, I'm just gonna take a nap right now, but later they decided to go to their community center and film a self-tape. She said they spent an hour just trying to figure out how to make the camera work. In the end, it changed her life overnight and started her acting career." And at number 7, Annie Murphy. Annie Murphy, star of the wildly popular show Schitt's Creek, revealed that she was flat broke before landing her breakout role on the show. During an interview with Kelly Clarkson, the star revealed that she only had $3 in her bank account before getting the audition. She said, quote, "Just before Schitt's Creek, things were quite bleak. My house had just burnt down, I had like $3 in my bank account, and I hadn't worked in close to 2 years. She thought the universe was telling her to give up on acting for good." Adding, quote, "I found myself crying in the Pacific Ocean, a very snotty cry, and the universe was like, don't do this anymore, this is not for you. But then 2 days later I got the audition for Schitt's Creek." Really puts things into perspective just how your life can literally change like that overnight. And at number 6, Richard Madden. Richard Madden is another star who was living below the poverty line right before he was cast in the hit HBO show Game of Thrones. Madden told Jimmy Fallon that he was living on only $5 a day before getting cast. He said, quote, "I had 2 options. I could either buy 1 meal or a newspaper and a pint. It went the other way usually." Adding, quote, "Then I got that phone call about Thrones and I was on my last month's rent. Asked my agent for an advance and that helped me get through the next little bit." He revealed that if he hadn't gotten the job, he would have been forced to move back in with his parents. Luckily, that was not the case and all of his hard work paid off. Halfway number 5, Chrissy Metz. Chrissy Metz did not get her big break overnight, but she was relatively unknown when she got the role of Kate Pearson in This Is Us. Before This Is Us, she had a reoccurring role on American Horror Story, but her work was very inconsistent and she was still struggling to pay her bills. She revealed that when she had her This Is Us audition, she had only 81 cents in her bank account. She said, quote, "I was freaking out because I wasn't sure if I had enough gas in my car to get to NBC Universal, and you needed to have at least $20 in your bank account to swipe your card at the gas pump. Thank God I made it there," she wrote in her memoir. And at number 4, Simu Liu. Marvel star Simu Liu had a rough start to the acting game and was actually fired as an accountant before getting his breakout role on Kim's Convenience. 9 years before he got the lead role in Shang-Chi, he was an accountant, but he actually got fired from that role and decided to pursue acting. He was working for firm Deloitte but got fired. He said about that time, quote, "It was just so disheartening. I felt like my life was over and like I was at rock bottom. Telling his parents, who were both aeronautic engineers, was the hardest part. They wanted their son to focus on education, hoping he would choose the field of medicine or law. But when he told them that he was thinking of trying acting, they were horrified." Adding, quote, "We had a lot of arguments about it. My parents felt like I was throwing my life away." His first role was in Guillermo del Toro's 2013 sci-fi film Pacific Rim. He got that role by responding to a Craigslist ad. By 2016, he got a huge role in Canadian comedy Kim's Convenience, about a Korean family that runs a convenience store. After getting cast in the MCU, he feels it's his duty to speak about issues that are important to him, like feeling at a place while growing up. Adding, quote, "I saw so many people who grew up like me feeling invisible or as somebody who didn't belong," he said. In at number 3, Nikki Blonsky. Before getting her role in Hairspray, Nikki Blonsky was a regular girl getting ready for the summer. She was from Long Island and was excited about playing the lead in her school's play. She was gearing up to work at Cold Stone Creamery in the summer and just hanging around the house. But that all changed when she got the role of Tracy Turnblad in the movie Hairspray. Blonsky had no previous acting experience but auditioned for the part after seeing an open casting call for the role. She said about the role, quote, "It all happened super fast. When we saw online that they were casting for the movie, we made a tape of me singing and sent it in. When they announced that she got the role, they actually filmed her working at her day job at the Cold Stone Creamery and brought in a laptop with a video of the director telling Blonsky that she got the role. She started screaming and laughing and the whole thing was caught on camera and it went viral online. However, now her career has fizzled out and she's now working a regular job while searching for more roles." In at number 2, Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is an A-list actor and it's hard to think of him as anything else. But before he got his big break, he was working as a carpenter, if you can believe it. And if he wasn't a carpenter, his acting career might have never taken off. In the mid-1970s, he met director George Lucas while doing some carpentry work for him. Ford was hired to build cabinets at Lucas's home, and as a result, he ended up nabbing a small part in American Graffiti. That role led Ford to get other small roles, and eventually, that got him bigger auditions for movies like Star Wars. After working together, Ford and George Lucas were friends, and when Lucas needed to cast the lead in Star Wars, he enlisted the help of Ford to be the line reader. This person doesn't audition for the role, rather they're just like an assistant type person who just reads the lines with the actual actor auditioning so they can have a real conversation in front of the casting directors. Ford wasn't even up for a role in that movie, but the director was so taken by his portrayal of Han Solo that they actually ended up casting him. And finally, number 1, Gabourey Sidibe. Before her breakout role in Precious, Gabourey worked a number of interesting jobs to pay the bills. At the age of 21, she was desperate to make money. In her memoir, This Is Just My Face, she says that she worked as a phone operator to pay the bills. She said the work was degrading and she had no idea what to say. After a while, she learned it was not her job to get the men off, rather just to keep them on the phone for as long as possible. Then after a while, she decided to become a receptionist instead, because the work was less degrading and she didn't have to do things that made her uncomfortable. Gabourey said she worked at the company for 3 years before finally landing the lead role in Precious in 2009. She submitted to an open casting call and landed the role. Alrighty guys, that is all for the list today. Let me know your thoughts on this wild list. This was so crazy to do, but it just really proves like things can really change overnight, and I mean, follow your dreams because great things can happen. Let me know who I missed that could be in a part 2. I'm sure there are so many stories of this and they are all so fascinating. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and we'll catch you in the next one.